Some people in the building. Doesn't look good right now. He ran Wink Martindale off. It's not like they've been winning on offense. That was probably enough. Trust me. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we can go. We can wait a little bit.
Maybe 3 or 4.
That's what I tell everybody.
It was
first.
no, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Big to-doings this week. Got signing day. You got Niederland with a new coach.
Yep.
Trying to recapture the P&G magic.
A little lightning in the bottle.
He was Coach Kanada's offensive coordinator at Clemens.
Was he?
Yeah.
Rich was? I know he's bounced around.
Fort Bend Clement? No. Travis. Not Clemens.
I know he spent the last 8 at Katy, but before that he bounced around.
Yeah.
8 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Especially as an assistant.
Well, how many state championships did they win in 8 years? Yeah, you can put it up there if you want. Yeah. If that'll work.
Well, I've done my due diligence with those guys. I sent them a reminder yesterday, this morning, and I've already called. They haven't answered because they're not here. It's on the end of this point.
We're ready.
Brandon, Roddy. So we can go ahead and get started. We'll handle this just like we do the weekly press conferences. Gonna allow Coach to make an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions from the group.
Well, great day today. Obviously for us, we've kind of been working through this the last month and a half, but staff did an unbelievable job of combing the state of Texas, Louisiana for the best prospects, as well as the transfer portal board, and getting the best fits for us here at Lamar. And culminates today with a great class, and I think that we're heading the right direction. I think everybody on a day like today and then in December, we think we had the best class. We think we did a really good job of filling needs, but you never know till they get here and start participating. And the good news is those transfers are all here and they're all working through it right now, and we get a chance to watch them every day. So it's been the last few weeks have been great to watch those guys work out and compete and kind of fit in with the guys on our roster currently. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions. Again, I just want to thank my staff, the staff here at Lamar has been amazing. Our faculty who's jumped in on the recruiting efforts and have worked to recruit students. I think for them it's recruiting students, which I think obviously is paramount for us. And our president, Dr. Taylor, who's never too shy to help out and to get in front of parents and prospects and help them really help them make a decision that Lamar is a special place and a place where they want to send their children and they want to come grow. So it's been great. Our campus community is awesome, from our maintenance staff getting our building ready for official visits to the local community and welcoming our people into restaurants, and it's just been great and just continues to grow here at Lamar.
You were obviously really excited about your early signees. Did today's signees, do those fill some gaps you're still looking for?
Well, I think they do. I think one of the things you try to get in your program is championship pedigree, and I think Aiden Grummer and Dylan Dixon and C.J. Miller, those are all guys that have been in or won state championships, and I think you want to keep bringing guys like that into your program. I think when you have you saw it with Major Bowden and Braden Faulkner, two guys that won state championships at China Spring and came in here and just brought a different mentality to the room and the group, and I think as long as we continue to bring those guys in here, and in this last period, I think, linebacker was a big need for us. We knew that. Safety was a big need for us. We knew that. And we filled those needs for sure. And we wanted to get better with team speed, and I think we did that. So I think, that's and D-line. We needed to shore up the D-line, and we got 2 transfers in here and a freshman that we think are going to be pretty stout for us inside. And I think that's where we need to grow and get bigger and better.
Could these kids make an immediate impact?
I mean, that's yet to be seen. They got to learn the defense and offense, and they got to come in here and prove to their teammates that they're worthy of a spot. And I think that's always the hardest part. And then they're in a transition period, too, going from high school to college. So you never know how a guy's going to react to that transition. But we'd like to think so. We'd like to think these guys are going to at least help us on special teams and start to develop so later on in the season they give us a guy that can go in the game and be productive.
One more for now. We just come off an exciting season. Do you think that helped with the recruiting process?
I definitely helped in the transfer world. I think, when you're coming off a 1-10 season, if a guy's got 1 year left, chances are he's not going to jump into a rebuild. And, he's just got one chance to do it. So he wants to go to a place that they can win. So last year was kind of tough sledding for us. But we did fall into it, 2 guys that I thought were really, really great, and Trey Hall and Josh O'Feely, who was an all-conference player, and then Fode Jala, who I knew. Those are 3 guys that had made an immediate impact. Our coaches did a great job of continuing to work with those guys. But for the most part, early on in that process, we just couldn't get anybody to say yes. We visited a lot of guys, couldn't get anybody to say yes. They just say, hey, 1-10, and, figure it out. And then, if I had 2 years left, I'd probably come. But 1 year, I don't think I'm going to do it. So this year was different. We had guys that were willing to commit because they saw the trajectory of the program and made it a lot easier.
Tell us about the Boston College kid, Xavier Coleman, and what he can bring, and the importance of getting transfers from the highest level of college football.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of our guys on our staff work with X. Coach Fleming, our offensive coordinator, and Coach Christ, our defensive coordinator, both worked with him at Boston College. So they knew him. They knew his personality. He's a great worker. He's great for the room. He's really intelligent, and he could fly. He could play multiple positions, not just running back. He could play slot. Probably could go play corner if we wanted him to. I mean, that's the kind of athlete he is. So just brings and really he fits. He fits what we're looking for as a human too. But great kid, and I think he's going to give us some explosiveness in the return game for sure, and also in the in the offensive backfield.
Take us through the differences between the early signing period and then now, kind of for you as a coach, and how that affects recruiting. I'm sure you had experience doing it the previous way too.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, really, to be honest with you, because today would be the biggest day of the year. Like, you'd be signing 20 guys, and now it's a little bit anticlimactic in a sense that, really it's more about announcing the transfer guys that you get out of the portal because they're already enrolled in school because they can't sign an NLI. But nowadays we're having more and more guys who sign in the early signing period, and then we don't release it until the second signing period because the schools only want to do one signing day. And so that's happened a couple times. But it's good for us because I think we go so long recruiting these guys, from all the way from now. We start recruiting juniors, and we get them into their senior year. We're just recruiting, and then that early signing period gives us an opportunity to sign them and finalize the process, which before it just sometimes dragged out, a long time. You got another 6 weeks to recruit the guy. So I think it really works good. If a guy's committed and he feels good about his decision, then why not sign? I think it should be earlier. I think they should open the signing period in August. And, once the guy's ready to commit, sign it. Let's get it over with. And, we'll announce the class sometime in December.
Looking at today's class, it seems like the focus was on the defensive side of the ball. What about the additions that you made during this signing period can help you specifically on the defensive side?
Well, I think one of the things we needed to do was to get better on the D line, in the interior of the D line. You know, we have some good players that are young, but we needed to bolster that group. And Christian Booker and Amari Williams, and those guys are going to be immediate impact guys right now. They'll come in tomorrow and compete. I don't know if they'll start. I don't know how much they'll play, but I know they'll compete. They both played at a high level, and I think they'll have a chance to come in here and be a factor right away. When you go and play UIW and you go and play Nichols, who were the top two teams in the conference last year, you realize that you better win the line of scrimmage in those games. And even Nichols found out when they went to the playoffs, like, it's a different level now. You got to be bigger, you got to be physical, you got to be able to run to the ball, you got to hold the point. And I think we didn't do a great job of that last year, and I know we needed to do that on really both lines. I think we did a really good job of recruiting last year on the O-line. Those guys are a year older and bigger and more physical, but defense we knew we needed to help. And then, we're losing Josh O'Feely, a one-year guy. We knew we needed to get secondary help, and especially in the safety, what we call the tackling safety position. And we did that. I think all three of those guys coming in and I think they're real football players, and I think they can fit a lot of needs for us.
How far ahead do you look? Of course, we're announcing this year's class. Do you look ahead, say kids are getting ready to go in their senior year? Do you reach out to kids early? How far down the road do you look when it comes to recruiting?
That's really what the month of January has become, is really a junior recruiting month. We're still recruiting some seniors, obviously Big E and Jordan James and Nick Brown and those guys we just signed, Aiden Grummer, those guys, but that's only 4 guys. So the rest of the guys were all juniors we recruited. We went out and saw and had a chance to meet with, and the new rules say you can talk to them now, and I think that allows us to start our juniors recruiting right now.
I mentioned this in your opening statement, but another North Shore kid. It seems like you guys are getting into some of the biggest programs in the state. Can you talk about how that can benefit you guys?
Well, one thing you'll know is when you go to a Duncanville practice and you go to a North Shore practice, you're essentially watching a college practice. I mean, you're watching, they organize it the same way. Those guys compete the same way. I love going to those really all the practices I've been to, but those two in particular, because the talent level is incredible. I mean, when I went to the Duncanville North Shore state championship game, man, you think you're watching a college football game. I mean, that's how talented those teams are. So I think to bring a guy that's played against guys like that, it just takes you to another level. Plus, he's got championship pedigree. The guy knows how to win, and Dylan's actually from Louisiana, so obviously he's got family back there. So this brings him a little bit closer to family and home, and really he's just a great fit for us. What we're looking for.
Local. I mean, just talk about the local recruiting. Because there's obviously a lot of talent right here. Have you focused on that quite a bit?
Well, I mean, we signed Britton Simmons. He's the highest rated recruit in Lamar history. I think the guy's going to be number one. He's a phenomenal young man, great family. Mom was a track star in college. Dad was a ball player. Brother played here. Lives in Beaumont. I think it was a win-win for everybody. Now, can he come in and learn a playbook and be ready to go? That's always the $1 million question. But physically, he's going to give us a superstar on a physical level. And he's been awesome. With the Lumberton crew, we got a bunch of guys from Lumberton that are coming. I think that just gives us local talent, more fans in the stands, and guys that can play. I mean, Trey Kirsch was one of the most explosive players in the area in the Golden Triangle last year, and his quarterback Lucas Powell and Avery Yarborough and Graydon Spencer and that middle linebacker too is a pretty good player. Can't remember his name,
I
but
hope I say his name correctly. I think it's Rossimondo.
yeah,
Is he the best Rossimondo to play high school football?
he definitely is for sure. Yeah, he's the smartest for sure, the most passionate. But yeah, he'll add a lot to that room. But I think the local guys are, they're always going to be the bread and butter of what we do.
On a serious note, what's it going to be like coaching your son?
I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, when you're a coach, you don't get to spend a whole bunch of time, especially for me being at Charlotte and them being in Nashville. That was a tough 2 years, and this just gives me an opportunity to be around him more. And, you know, it'll be hard for him, obviously, because I think the players will think, you know, he's going to be the tattletale and all that stuff, which can't be further from the truth. He doesn't tell me anything now, so I know he ain't telling me anything when he's here. So, but yeah, it'll be special for me, special for my wife to be able to watch us interact. And, you know, I yell at him all the time at home, so nothing will change.
Did you get to see a lot of Lumberton games this year? It seems like, you know, you guys got a couple kids coming.
I did. I saw, I think they played 12 games. I saw 10 of them. So it was that was great too. You know, being able to watch my son play his senior year and just be invested in it was great. And you know, I remember the head coach over there calling me and asking me a question. They were going to move him to defense. I said, Coach, you do what you got to do. I'm not, you know, you got to win football games. I know that's how you're paid. So go win football games. Don't worry about me. I said, he's the guy you should be asking, not me. I don't get involved in that stuff. And he's going to play defense for us. So. And I'm usually on the offensive side of the ball mostly.
Next steps from here until the season, or you guys start spring camp? You said you got a lot of these guys in already. Just take us through the next steps.
I mean, we're competing right now. We're working. They're working 5 days a week right now in the facility and with our strength and conditioning staff, and really they're really working with strength and conditioning, nutrition, and sports medicine. Those are the people they're working with the most right now. We'll start to incorporate some football into it, you know, start to get some install for these new guys and, you know, get them caught up a little bit. You know, we get 8 hours with them, so that goes fast. And then we start the 26th of March? No. You sure? Cecil? Yeah, 26th of March we start, and our spring practice, we go every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Saturday's generally a scrimmage day. First one won't be, but gives us an opportunity again to see our guys against each other and see how they've grown physically and emotionally and mentally. But we're able to keep the team together mostly with the transfer portal. You know, that could be crazy, but our guys are committed to working on the process right now, and it's been great. It's really just seeing how the guys have matured and seeing what these new guys can bring to our offense and our defense. You know, that's what spring practice really, everything we're doing right now is an evaluation period for right now to see who's going to be the next guy.
You talk about the transfers for a minute. Any of the signees, early signees, the high school kids, did they come in at semester? Give very many of them a semester?
We didn't. No, this was not. You know, it's not really very typical in Texas. So, you know, I think a lot of states nowadays are doing it, but in Texas it doesn't seem to be as widespread. Some guys are doing it, but you know, you really have to get ahead of it here, you know, and be ready to go. Take summer classes, make a commitment to that. I don't know if that costs families money. Coach Gibson can probably answer that question better than me, but yeah, it's great to have them here, but we get them here the first summer session, so they're here all summer. We get a chance to be with them then. So you don't have the benefit of spring ball, but I think you still get a lot out of it having them here in the summer.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, then no, that wraps it up. Coach, appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.